I can tell you, I went into social media and really the parent audience because the educators were not choosing to learn about understanding youth mental health, or what do kids at a psych unit say that they want for wellness, because number one, they're so frazzled, right? And just tell us what to do. And if you don't have buy-in, it all falls flat. And so it's, how do you get that buy-in? And yet the thing is, I think everybody knows it. We all know it. Like every teacher knows, oh gosh, what's happening with the kids. They know that. But what are you actually going to plan to do about it, and to have the buy-in to do so? Unless, I'll tell you, sorry, one more thing. The people that do have buy-in are the parents are the teachers that have buy-in are those that either had their own mental health disorders, major depression, major anxiety. They get it. They are bought in. And the second teachers that are bought in is they have a child, their flesh and blood, who is suicidal, struggling. There's no question. Those are the groups that have the buy-in because they've now seen how awful it is and how much it's needed.
Yeah. Yeah. And I would say that's true across the board because you've navigated the space, you understand.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know, what does it look like? Does it look like our universities need to start teaching mental health in schools? It's got to be more than social emotional learning, right? It's got to be teacher response. And then schools have to have protocols. I would also argue schools need strong middle management so that teachers are supported and strong. We can't simply turn on and say, oh, let's give it to the schools, because the schools, like, they play a role, but they're not the only answer. They're partners.
They don't have capacity
to read at home.
Totally.
Right?
And we need to give them the capacity, because I see schools not having the capacity with the systems that we have right now. Even our school counselor, like that's a whole other, I did a podcast on that, because they're set up to do something, but they're given so many other tasks that they actually can't do their primary role as a counselor.
Right. So now we're over to, right, let's talk about how do we compensate and how do we set up for, it's a marathon.
Yep.
So how are you going to stay in your job? What's sustainable, manageable work? And how are you going to get compensated enough to keep you in the game?
Yeah.
And to attract the best people.
Right. And find the meaning and purpose in it. When you find your meaning and purpose and joy, you're done. You're good. You're good to go. Even if you can be busy. But if there's meaning and purpose and joy for all of the adults around. And for me as a teacher, for example, like meaning and purpose and joy is foundational to how I love teaching, and I could have stayed forever at the psych unit, and I love what I do now because it's just now all of a sudden it's deeper.
Right. And I think every employee wants to have this feeling that they're making a difference, right? And no matter where you work, yes, we work for paychecks, right? And we work because it gives us purpose and meaning. It gives us a reason to get up in the morning. We take pride in our work. And so every employer should be engaging and feeding their employees and showing impact back.
Yeah.
It's not always the case.
I always do 3 wrap-up questions to take us back to this goal today was like talking about this village and all of us here together trying to support our kids. Here's my wrap-up question, number one. What is the one thing that you would change in, I'm going to say Canada and the US, okay, within our Western area and Mexico, so North America, what's the one thing that you would change to offer better care for youth? Like one thing.
More time.
How so?
I want them to have more time. I want them more time to do their homework. I want them to have more time to play. I want them to have more time in their doctor's appointments for them to have honest conversations with their doctors. I want to have more time with their parents. I don't want them to be so rushed. I want them to have more time.